Maui, the demigod who pulled islands from the sea, is about to make a decision that will either save our oceans forever or destroy them beyond repair. You think you know his power, but this challenge is different. Get ready for a story where ancient power clashes with modern destruction, and the consequences will ripple through every living thing. Our story begins in the heart of a Polynesian paradise. Rolling green hills meet the turquoise embrace of the ocean, a timeless tableau of tranquility. This is the domain of Maui, the demigod whose strength was as boundless as the horizon and whose heart was as warm as a tropical sun. But even in paradise, shadows lurk. And today, Maui's gaze turns to the sea, once the cradle of life, now choking on the debris of civilization. It's a betrayal as old as time itself, yet born of a new age of human folly. He remembers when he fished up islands from the depths, each rock monolith a testament to his godly strength, shaping the very landscape with his bare hands. Yet now those islands are surrounded by a swirling vortex of discarded plastics, a graveyard of lost fishing nets, and a soup of chemicals that sicken the heart of the ocean. Now, confronted by the wreckage of his creation, Maui must decide how to fix it. He alone possesses a power that could restore balance, but the choices before him are more complex than any monster he has ever faced. You might think there's an easy answer, a quick fix for a quick god. Why not wave a magic hand, clear away the mess and start anew? For a moment, it seems like a viable option, a swift and decisive solution. Yet when Maui's magic touches the waste, he finds it is not so simple. His godly strength is monumental, unmatched in its raw power. He could, after all, just sweep the garbage away, right? But where would he put it? He can't just dump the debris somewhere else, hoping it'll vanish from sight and mind. Even gods aren't that short-sighted. He knows that the trash he moves will only concentrate the problem, turning one patch of ocean into a pristine paradise while another becomes a festering wound. And besides, wouldn't that be cheating? True strength isn't just about brute force. It's about wisdom and foresight. And then there are the creatures of the deep, their world turned upside down by the debris, their lives threatened by a changing chemistry in the very waters that sustain them. What about them? Could he risk their lives for a quick fix? No, this problem demands more thought, more care, a solution that doesn't just move the pieces around, but fixes the very game. With a heavy heart, Maui realizes that there is no easy way forward. Each path he considers branches into a thicket of unintended consequences, a burden heavier than any monster he's grappled with in his godly existence. So he turns to the wisdom of his ancestors, seeking guidance in the echoes of the past. Their stories speak of a time when resources were revered, not ravaged, when the balance of nature was respected, not disregarded. In their tales, Maui finds a reminder of a forgotten truth. The ocean's bounty is not limitless. Its pain is not endless. And neither is the time to fix what's been broken. The ancient Polynesians understood something that modern man has long forgotten. The earth does not belong to us. We belong to the earth. We are but guests on this planet. And like any guest, we must respect the home we are visiting. They had laws, customs, and traditions that ensured harmony with the natural world. Overfishing was unheard of. Waste was practically non-existent. And the concept of pollution was as foreign to them as the stars in the night sky. Yet here he is, the demigod of a bygone era, grappling with the crisis of his own making, confronting the fallout of a society that idolizes consumption without a thought for consequence. As the full weight of his responsibility crashes upon him, he sees not just the ocean in peril, but the very future of humanity hanging in the balance. In the annals of history, there are tales of similar struggles. There are stories of great cleanup projects that started with the best of intentions but ended up short of their goals. There are examples of ambitious plans to rid the ocean of plastic, yet they faltered due to a lack of political will or financial backing. There are instances of far-sighted legislation designed to protect the environment, but which lack the teeth to enforce their mandates. These stories echo with the futility of half measures, underscoring the need for a truly comprehensive solution. But what if Maui fails? What if the trash keeps piling up, the fish keep dying, and the ocean grows sicker? What kind of world would that create? What kind of future would that leave for humanity? Perhaps a dystopian future where coastal communities are forced to retreat further inland, their cities becoming ghost towns, swallowed by the encroaching sea. Maybe a world where the ocean's diminished health leads to mass extinctions, throwing the planet's delicate ecosystem out of whack. Or maybe a future where the relentless rise of sea levels caused by melting glaciers inundates low-lying islands, forcing millions to flee, becoming refugees in their own right. This future isn't just a grim possibility. It's a cautionary tale whispered by the wind, rustling through the leaves of the ancient trees, a tale that Maui cannot ignore. His people, the ones who depend on the ocean's bounty, they're at stake. Their very survival hangs in the balance. And Maui's burden, the responsibility of safeguarding their future, feels heavier than the task of holding up the sky. It's a burden he never asked for, yet one he cannot escape. For what is a god without his people? Without the land they inhabit and the sea that sustains them. With a heavy heart and a resolute spirit, Maui makes his choice. Instead of wrestling with the problem alone, trying to impose a quick fix, he decides to seek help, reaching out to the humans who have caused this mess in the first place. He knows that fixing this disaster won't be a solo endeavor. It requires a team effort, a united front of demigods and mortals working together towards a common goal. This is not the Polynesian paradise of old. This is a new dawn, a new challenge, and it demands a new approach. The good news is that Maui is not starting from scratch. He has allies, humans who understand the gravity of the situation and are already working tirelessly to turn the tide. Take, for instance, the innovators who are introducing circular economy principles into various industries, eliminating waste by redesigning products and processes, or the entrepreneurs who are developing cutting-edge technologies to recycle hard-to-recycle materials, closing the loop where traditional systems fall short. And there are those who are pioneering innovative ways to convert waste to energy, turning what was once discarded into a valuable resource. Then there are the policymakers who are championing systemic change, pushing for legislation that promotes sustainable practices and holds polluters accountable. They're working to create a future where disposable culture is replaced by a culture of responsibility. But perhaps the most inspiring are the everyday people, the individuals who have realized that collective action can indeed bring about change. People who are making conscious choices to reduce their plastic consumption, who are demanding more transparency and accountability from corporations, and who are advocating for policies that protect the environment. What Maui realizes is that the solution lies in this collective effort, in the synergy of diverse minds and determined spirits coming together to tackle a common foe. And that's where the real magic lies, not in the single god's power, but in the unified strength of a community. As Maui witnesses this burgeoning movement, a surge of hope fills him. He sees that the humans, despite their flaws, are capable of profound change. He sees them standing up for what's right, demanding a better future for themselves and for the generations to come. And Maui knows that this is just the beginning. Like ripples spreading across a pond, the efforts of these individuals and organizations are about to make waves of change. And as these waves grow, they will inevitably reach the shores of complacency, washing away the debris of indifference and apathy. This is the dawn of a new era, an era where the fate of the ocean, nay, the fate of the world, rests not in the hands of a demigod, but in the hands of all of us. Can we rise to the challenge? Will we heed the call of our time? Or will we let the paradise slip through our fingers, allowing the very essence of Polynesian culture to slip into oblivion? Hey, if you like this video, don't forget like, comment, and subscribe Hanum Cartoon. Bye!